I'm just very emotional. So obviously, if there's going to be tears flowing here, I think we can all share it together. What we are going through is unheard of. It's never happened before in history, in our time. I have hundreds of women and sometimes men reaching out to me and asking me, what can I do? I've done my Tehillim, and I feel like there's just so much more I need to do. So women are asking me, what do I do? What can I do? I'm reading Tehillim, I'm praying, I'm crying, I'm davening. What more, what more, what more? And I've been talking to a couple of very dear friends, and I say to them, what I'm about to say to you all is the reason why you and I feel so alone and lost that we don't know what more to do is because we know that we have what more to do. We have what more to do. Everybody could do more. Now, some may not like what I'm about to say. And I got a bracha from my Rav, and he said to me to go ahead and say this. And, I don't, for 1 minute, dismiss what we're doing. Everything that we're doing is beloved. It's so beloved. It's so much, there's so much light. The Chayalim, our soldiers, are receiving so much light. We're strengthening them. We're giving them nourishment to their soul. We're providing for them what the food that they're eating or lacking, or their equipment that they have or that they don't. We're providing it for them by saying our Tehillim and davening. But again, many of us, as I said before, are asking ourselves, what more can I do? And because we are made up of so many layers of our soul, we say the word soul, and many of us don't even know, but there's so many layers to who we really are. And one of the layers that we attach ourselves to Hashem is through our speech. And we do that when we daven and when we have our emotional experience with Hashem. We open up and make a connection, rucha de rucha, with Hashem, like the kiss of our lips with Him. When we open up our mouths in tefillah to Hashem, it's like giving Him a kiss and literally being intimate with the God that we love so much. But we also have other layers of consciousness. And so, Baruch Hashem, thank you Hashem, Mi K'amcha Yisrael, who hasn't thought of something beautiful to do in this world, right? How many Gemachim? I opened up a Karen called Or La'am, and ensuring that we're collecting money, and it's going 100% to whatever it is, scrupulously looking to see what is it that they really need. What do people really need? Some people need money to buy food because they're not working. So just collecting those funds and then really looking to see how we could best support the people and the soldiers and everyone that's in need. So that's Lamaisa, which is beautiful. But I've been reading, and I've been reading, and I've been reading, and I've been seeking out, and I've been searching for days through the Holy Torah of the Baal Shem Tov. What are the words of the Tzaddik? What is he telling us? What more can we do? We need to understand that when the soldier goes out into war, they are confronting the enemy. They're confronting the terrorist. And we're sitting, and we all feel like must be something more that I could be doing. I want to help this soldier fight. What can I do to help this soldier fight better? What strength? What angelic force? Yes, the Tehillim is there surrounding him, absolutely. But what more? What more can I do? And so it came to me in reading the Torah of the Baal Shem Tov. He talks about the idea of Mesirut Nefesh. he talks about the idea of sacrifice. What does it mean to go into a state of mind of sacrifice? And he talks about it in regards to this pasuk in Tehillim that I've been talking about a lot. Seven words say everything. Karva el nafshi ge'ala leman oivai pdeni. In English, it's Tehillim 69:9. Samach tet tet. Karva el nafshi ge'ala leman oivai pdeni. In English, come close to my soul, redeem it. Because of my enemies, redeem me. And the Baal Shem Tov Kadosh brings down a gorgeous Torah, sweet as honey, and he says that if we really want to conquer our enemies, and we know that all of Tehillim talks about enemies. David HaMelech is talking about his enemies. But what enemies is he really talking about? He's talking about his own enemies amongst the outer world. Everything is the pnimiut. So the enemies that we are confronting on the outside are the enemies that are within us. So just as the chayalim are going out there on the battlefield, killing the outer enemies, we have to kill our inner enemies. We have to go to war. We have to bring the geula from within. We have to bring our neshamas, our souls, closer to Hashem by fighting. And it says here, Leman oivai. The Baal Shem Tov Kadosh says, take this personally. You want geula? You have to confront your enemies. Who are those enemies? So, first of all, let me just say, the soldier is going in. All these soldiers, you see these clips, they're going in and they're taking upon themselves all Malchut Shamayim. What is all Malchut Shamayim? All Malchut Shamayim means Na'aseh v'nishma. In Pshat, really all it means to accept upon yourself the yoke of heaven means Na'aseh v'nishma. I'm not asking questions, Hashem. You want me to do what you want me to do? I'll do it. For you. I'm going to do it. Na'aseh v'nishma. The Chayalim are taking upon themselves Shema Yisrael and putting on a kippah and putting on tzitzis and davening and everything they're doing. They're taking upon themselves something in order to give them the koach to fight the enemy without. We have to do the same. Lemaisa, you and I have to do the same. If you really see these soldiers as your children, they're your children. They're not somebody else's children. They are your children. You and I have a responsibility to safeguard these soldiers as best as we can. Obviously, everything's in Hashem's hands and Hashem loves them. No matter what happens, Hashem loves them. But you and I have to know and feel that we are doing everything that we possibly can to ensure there are no more korbanot. That's it. No more korbanot. Hashem, I'm going to do what I can to make sure there are no more halalim. There's no one that's going to get hurt anymore from this point on. Those hostages are going to come home and everyone's going to be safe. And geula is going to happen. All of us have a yetzer hara. Every one of us. Every one of us was born with a yetzer hara. And we've confronted it sometimes, a lot of times, many times. Certainly throughout the Chagim we did. We know that even one of the Masaot and one of the journeys that Am Yisrael traveled in the desert was a place called Tavut. It's a place where the Am and the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh says that every one of these Membet, 42 journeys that Am Yisrael had to encamp until they made it to Har Sinai. These are the 42 journeys that every one of us has to meet in our lives. We all have an encampment. We all have a place that we meet called our taivas, our yetzaharas. What do they look like? Let's give them a name. Yeah, they're the jealousies. They're the falsehoods. They're the angers. They're the thieveries. They're the lashon haras. They're the depressions. But there are also other things. And as we know, what's been going on in this world before this war happened, there are a lot of issues in terms of immoralities, immoral behaviors, hidden behaviors, immoral lusts, sexual disorientations. We've lost, many of us, contact with the purity of our neshamas. Our neshama's there, and she's crying. She's begging to be revealed. And she wants to have a connection with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But she can't, because the Yetzer Hara is standing in the way. So I'm calling upon everybody to be your own hero. Stand up to the plate. And on behalf of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and his people, to confront your Yetzer Hara. Don't take upon yourself something more than you can handle. We're opening up a project, and the project is called Korban Lem V'shachanti b'tocham. This project is born as a statement and a proclamation to say to Hashem, no more korbanot. We don't want to hear about any more korbanot. We hereby give to you, Hashem, our Yetzer Hara as a korban on the Mizbeach. And we want you to shecht our korban. We're giving you our Yetzer Hara, and we want you to help shecht it from within us. The korban to Hashem and the zealousness and our heroic gvura of Am Yisrael. We've seen in our past that the greatest weapon against our enemies is to not give in as a hagibor, a kovesh et yitzro. If you want to be a gibor and you want to give gvura to those chayalim, take upon yourself to confront the Yetzer Hara that you have. Everybody knows, you all know, I know mine all too well. Everybody knows their Yetzer Hara. Don't take upon yourself more than you can handle, but go for it. Take upon yourself that taiva that you have. If it's for food, if it's for an immoral piece of yourself, a hidden behavior, a wrongdoing, something, a secret that you hid from so many that you have never even said. You've never even dared to say it to yourself. If you can, without beating yourself, that's not what this is about. Take it. And as you say to Helen, say, Hashem, just like the Chayalim are confronting their enemy, I hereby am confronting my enemy in this Tehillim that I'm about to recite. And I ask of you, Hashem, to take it and shecht it. And let the Chayalim shecht the enemies. Midah keneged midah, behind every soldier, you and I will be there with the Tehillim and with the shechita of our own Yetzer Hara. And I know and I feel with Mesirut Nefesh, we will be able to win this war and bring Geula. V'shachanti b'tocham, make your heart a pure place for the Shekhinah to dwell by fighting your Yetzer Hara in the places you've never confronted before. With Mesirut Nefesh, mamash. There'll be a list that we're going to pass around. You will not have to disclose yourself. You will not put down your name. But there will be a list of the common Yetzer Haras and some of the not common Yetzer Haras that we will list on it. And I'll just ask you, please be heroic in the way that you can handle it. We don't want you to fail, because failure in and of itself could bring its own Yetzer Hara. So take upon yourself whatever you can. Check it off on the list. And then I ask of you to write it down on a piece of paper. The instructions will be on this list that will be circulating worldwide. Please make it worldwide. Please make it worldwide. Take your Yetzer Hara, write it down on a paper. Take a tin pan, light a match, and burn it as a Korban. Fnei Hashem. And then go and read your Tehillim. Make it real for you. Please God, please Hashem, I feel you will. That the hearts of every one of your children will be a place that you could dwell. And one heart at a time, the heart of Israel will be open again, from a heart of stone to a heart of flesh. And with that, the Binyan of Bet HaMikdash will be built, Baruch. And there'll be no more korbanot.